So, today I want to take some time to talk about ambition and acceptance. Ambition and acceptance. And this is I, a podcast I wanted to make last year. It was on my mind to talk on this subject matter last year, but for some reason I just didn't talk about it. I didn't feel I was prepared to talk about it. And so I put it off. And today I feel this strong leading to talk about it. I don't know how prepared I am to talk about it, but I'm just going to talk as I feel in my heart to address this matter of ambition versus acceptance. And for those that listen to this podcast a lot, you know that ambition is something I talk about as one of the biggest burdens that we carry as human beings. The biggest burden that we carry as human beings is the burden of ambition. What we want. What we want to be. What we want to be is the foundation of depression in a lot of people's lives. The burden to want to be. And today I want to contrast it with the freedom of being who you are. The freedom of being who you are. Acceptance versus ambition. The want to be versus who you are. And it's not a very popular subject matter because the world is very ambitious. And when you talk about acceptance, it kind of seems to a lot of people like underachieving talk. A lot of people look at it and say, why is this guy talking? No, you are underachieving if you are telling me to just be who I am. Because we've been taught to be ambitious. We've been taught to live constantly in the world of what we want and spend very little time appreciating who we are. So today I want to talk about ambition versus acceptance. And this year, for whoever is going to listen to this and understand what I'm saying, is the key to true happiness and success in life. Acceptance is the key to happiness, is the key to compassion, is the key to confidence, and is the key to contentment. Acceptance is the key to compassion, the key to contentment, and the key to confidence. A lot of times, ambition is a killer of compassion. So you see, some of the most successful people in the world are the least compassionate people. A lot of them are very cutthroat. They are willing to cut off relationships and betray people to get to where they want to. I just completed the book Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. And I think one of these days I'll do a podcast on that book because I believe it's an incredible book. It's a good book. And I would recommend it to anybody, especially if you're in business. But then it takes you behind the walls of big companies and some of the people that we admire without knowing what's going on behind the walls of these companies, these Fortune 500 companies, these globally successful companies. And one thing I got from that book is how compassion is largely missing in the lives of a lot of the so-called successful people that we admire. Compassion. They are so ambitious that no relationship is close enough to them that they cannot cut off. No relationship. No relationship. It's too much to amputate as long as you get to where you're going. No one is too dear to climb over. No one is too close to sabotage. Ambition, a lot of time, kills compassion. Ambition is a big killer of confidence. A lot of people feel like they are not worth it till they have it. A lot of people do not see their value till they obtain that thing that they want to be in their life. So they don't see themselves of any value. A lot of people, low self-esteem. They look down on themselves, talk down at themselves because they've not achieved something. Oh, I'm yet to pass all my ICANN exams. Such a dumb loser. That's how they know what they call themselves. They're like, I'm a loser because I've not passed my ICANN exams. I must be a dumb loser. I'm yet to get promoted. I'm such a deadbeat. Such a loser. I don't have a job yet. I'm yet to complete my residency. I'm a no good doctor. A lot of people lose their confidence because they've not gotten to that achievement that they set out to. They don't believe they are complete people anymore. Ambition is a killer of contentment because a lot of people never see what they have if they don't have what they want. Never ever see the beauty of what's in their hands. They only see the beauty of that thing that is ahead of them. Ambition is a killer of compassion, a killer of contentment, and a killer of confidence. Now, a lot of people have a hard time dealing with acceptance. They're like, there's no way I can accept who I am. And I realize that a lot of people have this difficulty accepting who they are because a lot of people are not who they ought to be. A lot of people are damaged. So when they look at themselves, they see damaged goods. And they're like, how am I meant to accept this? The problem is you're not looking at yourself the way you ought to. You are looking at a battered and a damaged self. Trust me, if we were all the way God made us, with the gifts He had given to us from the start, without being damaged, acceptance would be the most beautiful thing. But a lot of people are damaged. And I truly believe that this damage started with the family. A lot of people got damaged in the family. And I'll tell you how. You see, the family is a beautiful thing. A family is a beautiful thing. A family is a beautiful thing. A family is a symbol of strength. And I've said it before, that the beauty of marriage is two people coming together. two people coming together to reason together. The reality is, or the reality should be, the larger the family, the stronger they are. But now I realize that a lot of people look down when they come on themselves, when they come from large families. They see it as a disadvantage. We were seven kids. That's the only thing I regret. 7 kids. We're too many. A lot of people see that disadvantaged when they come from large families. We see the smaller families at more advantage. But I don't think so. Anywhere where you have more human beings, strength increases. But I'll tell you why this has not been so with the family unit, and why the family, instead of exuding strength, churns out damaged people. Because a lot of times with families, what goes on is comparison rather than collaboration. A lot of families have become an environment of comparison rather than collaboration. There is a faulty mindset that we have as human beings that tells us that there is an ideal way a human being should be. And this brings about covetousness within a family unit. I'll put it this way. The strength of a family is in the diversity of the individuals within that family. The strength of a family is in the diversity of the individuals within that family. A lot of families will be free from the bondage of poverty if they understood that true wealth is in diversity, not particularly in finances. I'll say that again. A lot of families would be free from the bondage of poverty when they realize that true wealth lies in the diversity of the individuals in the family rather than the finances of each person in the family. About 2 years ago, I watched a series called Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders. It's a really interesting series. It's about a gang in Birmingham, and this was early on. I think it was like early 1900s, and so there was this gang of criminals in Birmingham, and it was run by a family called the Shelby family. And the leader of this gang was a man called Thomas Shelby. He was the leader, but he had siblings. He had a sister called Polly, a brother called Otto, and a younger brother, the youngest, called John. So there was Tommy Shelby, Polly, Arthur Shelby, and John. Polly was married, so she wasn't called Shelby anymore. I think she was called Gray. Now, what made this gang successful? Hugely successful. The law enforcement had a very hard time bringing them down. They held down Birmingham and a lot of the United Kingdom for a very long time. But when you looked at this family, their strength was in their diversity. Tommy was not the first child, but he was the leader because he had the gift of leadership. He knew how to interact with people. He knew how to charm people. He was a genius psychologically. He knew how to manipulate people and manipulate situations. So he was the leader of the gang. He was made the leader just based on his ability to deal with people. Now, Polly, the sister, was incredible with books, bookkeeping. That was her strength. She was a good bookkeeper. Incredible with maths, incredible with accounting. So she took care of all the accounting of the gang, all the money that came in and what was spent and stuff like that. And she kept their books tidy as a criminal organization could have their books. Now they had Arthur. Arthur was the madman of the family. He was mad. He was an alcoholic, but then he was borderline deranged. He could threaten anybody. In fact, if you were owing the gang money, they will send Arthur to you, and Arthur would threaten you, and you would pay that money. His sanity was in question. He was a crazy man. And then there was John. John was the henchman. He was the one you sent with people with the guns to execute. He was the henchman. Carried out orders easily. Because of these 4 siblings and their differences, they collaborated to form one of the greatest gangs in Birmingham. You see, as I watch Peaky Blinders, I realized that the strength of a family is in their diversity. But the problem in most families today is that we see strength only in finances. So a lot of times what you see, especially with parents and children, is that parents push all their children to have one type of success, one type of wealth, financial wealth. Every single child must be financially wealthy. That's the only wealth that is reckoned with in a lot of family units. Financial wealth. So we push everybody within the family unit, especially the children, to have financial wealth. And the ones that don't have financial wealth are looked down upon, and everybody defers to the richest child in the family, not knowing that finances make up for just one type of wealth. It is not the ultimate wealth. It is not the only wealth. And so you have children within a family competing with each other, envying each other, not happy for each other, because everyone feels that they should go for one type of wealth. So they're all ambitious to be financially wealthy. But one thing I want to say today is that we have this illusion in our mind that wealth is a science. In fact, there are books that have been written to that effect, that wealth is a science and anyone can have it. I think this has become one of the biggest distortions in the world today and one of the biggest catalysts of corruption and vices in the world today. That anyone can be tremendously successful financially and reach a particular type of wealth if they applied a particular science. I truly believe that this is not true. This is not true. It's a grand underestimation of what it takes to be wealthy financially. A grand underestimation. And that's why when some people do not have financial wealth, abundant finances, they feel cheated because everybody feels entitled to it. People feel wealth, financial wealth, is a gift for everybody. I truly believe this is not true. I believe everyone can make money, but not everyone can make incredible money. I believe the ability to make incredible wealth in terms of finances is a gift that not everybody has. Everyone can make money, but not everyone can make incredible money, no matter how much you try. I think once we begin to lose this mentality that wealth, financial wealth, is something everybody can make, the level of frustration that a lot of us feel would reduce. I dare to say that financial wealth is a gift. It's a gift from God. Not making money. Anyone can make money. I can go out there and make 50 naira, 500 naira, 5,000 naira, 50,000 naira, 500,000 naira. But it's different from somebody who just by touching something can easily make 500 million naira. This is a gift. It is not a science. Nobody is entitled to it. It is not an entitlement. It is a gift. You see, it is as ridiculous as saying everybody should be able to sing like Celine Dion. That is a delusion, because singing is a gift. Everybody can sing, but not everybody can sing on any octave or carry any note. Some people are gifted. I remember when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I had this group of friends. We used to hang around together. We were in the same church, and they could sing, and I couldn't sing, but we were friends. So they were members of the church choir, and we had something called the church band then. And because they were my friends, when they joined the band, I joined with them. I just wanted to be part of them. But then these guys could sing effortlessly. I had a particular friend who was incredible. He could sing effortlessly. It came to him easily. So every time we went for practice, I would strain to sing and they would sing easily. And so they always used to select who would sing on Sunday, who would be in front of the mic or who would hold the mic. And most of the times, most of my friends, they'll get to sing, they'll get to hold the mic. But then I was always told, go and join the main choir and stand at the back. And here I was trying. So I used to try to train my voice. I remember there was a period I was drinking raw eggs because I heard it was good for your voice. But my voice, at its best, never compared to the voices of my friends and on their worst day, because it was natural to them. It wasn't an entitlement to me. Singing is a gift. Dancing is a gift. I dare to say that being able to make a lot of money is a gift. It's a gift from God, not an entitlement. When we treat it as an entitlement, this is what makes people go out and try to get it by all means. The ability to make incredible financial wealth is a gift that some people have, and we must come to accept that. And what I'm trying to say is that in some families, and in most families, there is somebody there who has that gift. A gift to make incredible financial wealth. The problem is that in most families, other children try to aspire to be like that person. And the parents look down on the ones that don't have it and kind of think like those ones are broken. This one is a complete human being because they're able to make financial wealth. But then, just like the Shelbys, everyone has what's special about them. I say this: a family doesn't need more than one millionaire or billionaire. A family doesn't need more than one. When you have that one in your family, you thank God that you have it. You thank God that you have that one person that has that key, finances. Rather than every other person scuttling to go and make it, or scuttling to go and work for that person, every other person should find out what they have too and bring it to the table called the family. Everyone should find out what they have. It is not an entitlement for everybody in the family to have a particular gift. Yes, there are some families, all of them have that particular gift, finances. So all of them do have it. But it's not an entitlement. Money is not a science. Money is a trust. Just like every other talent we have is a trust. The ability to make money is a trust. It's a trust. We must understand it. It comes easy to some people. When I read the book Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson, I got to realize how gifted Steve Jobs was when it comes to innovation and creativity. It came to him easily. He could innovate easily. It's like almost like he could see the future needs of people before they even had it. He didn't go to school to learn it. It was who he was. And this was to the frustration of a lot of people like Bill Gates, who ran Microsoft and never could understand how Apple could innovate so easily. Every time they tried to innovate, it always fell flat. Even though they had the finances and they had the staff force, everything they tried to innovate, in the light of Apple, always seemed small and mediocre. Because Steve Jobs was incredibly gifted. Incredibly gifted. It wasn't about the company, it was about the man. And that's what I want to tell someone today. The ability to make money is a gift. To make incredible amount of money, everyone can make money. Just like everyone can draw, but not everybody is a Picasso. Everyone can sculpt. If I gave everybody clay, you will sculpt something. But not everybody is a Michelangelo. I remember going out with my family once. I went to this place too, where we're giving each one of us, I think we were about 10 that went, and we're all given this small canvas to draw. And everybody drew. At the end of the day, we bought our paintings together. And mine was by far better than every other person's own. And everybody was coming around to look at my painting. But we all had the same canvas, but not the same talent. For me, it came effortlessly. Effortlessly. I still look at it and I look at it and say, it could have been better. But people were all wowing. It would be stupid for anyone to look at it and say, I want to draw exactly like Tola. Why should he be able to do this? They will strain themselves and even hurt themselves sometimes, but then it still would end up looking like mine. I believe that every family is blessed, but the problem is that every family is aiming for the same blessing: financial wealth. And we've discarded some people in the family because they seem like the mad people. But I want to have you know that just like Arthur Shelby was the madman in the family, he helped the gang to be successful. As a matter of fact, as I watched Peaky Blinders, there was a particular part of the series where Otto got married to a woman who was trying to change him into a responsible person who drank less, and he began to become responsible. And the whole gang started to lose its reputation because Otto was no longer a madman. And they had to break that marriage to show that Otto's perceived vice was a gain for the family. Some families are losing out because they've damaged some family members by trying to make them better. But their perception of better is changing the original script. Some of you need that, in quote, mad member of the family. It's because you do not have him that somebody came and took the land of the family. It's because you do not have her that somebody came and is oppressing you in the family. Because you don't have that loose cannon. You've trained them out of their gifts. Some of you don't understand that they are loose cannons not because it was a vice, but because it was a gift to the family. It was a resource. Some of you have mocked people in your family. They are not financially wealthy, but then spiritually, they are very spiritually inclined. They hear God like you can hear me doing this podcast. It's clear to them what God is saying. For you, other members of the family, you need to go on a 2-week retreat to know what God is saying. They heard God clearly. Since they were small, they will tell you, Daddy, don't go out today. Daddy, please sell this to this client. Daddy, wear this shirt. Mommy, cook this food. Mommy, I have a feeling somebody is coming. Prepare. But then you look down on them and concentrated more on how they are doing in school, how they are going to be successful medical doctors. And you train them out of their gift. That gift was meant for the family. But then the family becomes so myopic that the only gift they see as a gift is financial wealth. And then you've lost the seer of the family. Someone who can see, someone who can hear, someone who can perceive. And you look down on them. Some of you have lost the networkers of your family. They go out and they meet people very easily. Always bringing people home for dinner. Oh, I have this friend, he has come home with me. Since they were young, they bring someone from the street. Can this guy come and eat dinner with us? Can he come home? Can he sleep in the house tonight? Always meeting people. They are the networkers. And you scolded them out of it. You can't just bring anybody to the house. Can't you see we don't have enough? How can you just tell him he can come and sleep over? How can you tell him he can come and eat? We didn't plan for this person to come and eat with us. And then he learns that his gift is a curse. So he tries to lose it. Not knowing that that gift was given to you so that you can connect with that family can connect to influence. He is the connector of the family. The heart of networking in the family is that person, him or her. But yet you look down at them and defer only to the person. Only to the person who is able to bring in money. A lot of families are so short-sighted. There's a lot of infighting because a lot of people are ambitious towards being financially wealthy rather than accepting who they are. Wealth is a beautiful thing, but we constrain it only to money. Wealth is way beyond money. Wealth is an abundance of something that makes life easy for a collective of people, for a particular collective. An abundance of something. An abundance of something. We need to learn to be less ambitious and more accepting, less covetous and more collaborative. This is the true beauty of family, our ability to know who we are, to treasure what we have, and to bring it to the table. This is the responsibility of parents, not to compare, but to comprehend what's special about each child and to cultivate that thing that the child has and to embrace it and to bring it to the table of the family. Because there's a designer that allocates every single resource the family has. Every single personality type was designed by the great designer called God to bless each family. Stop comparing. A lot of times our ambitions are rooted in our comparative nature, our covetous nature. God made you who you are so that you can blossom, so that you can bless. We need to learn to be accepting. You came into the world complete. You came into the world complete. The job of your parents was to cultivate and to prune all those things that you pick up along the way that is not part of who you are. We are meant to be more accepting, less ambitious. That's the beauty of family. That's the beauty of life. Your ability to accept who you truly are and bring it to the table of the collective called your family. I do not believe in association of 6 billionaires hanging together. A lot of times it looks good on the outside, the billionaires club. But I'll have you know that there's a lot of resentment, unhealthy competition, backbiting when people have the same thing. Diversity is beautiful. Diversity is a catalyst for unity. Diversity is a strength. My name is Tola, T.A. Alabi, and this is the TA Podcast.